Y'all ain't gonna believe what's happening right now in the rap game. Lil Durk just dropped into a storm he ain't ready for, and the streets are token. THF Bayzoo, his day one, his ride or die, gone just like that. 1 second they were posted up laughing on the gram. The next, headlines, sirens, and rumors faster than you can blink. And let me tell you, the footage that's leaking, it's cold, too real, too raw. Y'all seen that clip circulating, right? Bayzoo rollin' through the block, hood packed, energy electric. And then, bam, everything flips. Gunshots, chaos, screams. People ducking, cars screeching, and in the middle of it all, Durk's world just cracked. And here's the kicker. This wasn't some random beef. Nah, this was personal. Loyalty tested. Codes broken. Money, respect. Street politics, everything colliding at once. I got people hit me up saying they've seen the texts, the messages, the calls he made right after. And it ain't just sadness, it's fire, anger, revenge lurking in every corner. Y'all don't even know half of what went down. The streets are talking, and some of the truths, they'll make your jaw drop. But here's the thing. What looks like just another loss in the rap game, it's way deeper than that. This is about trust, betrayal, and a family built on beats, bars, and blood. And if you think this is over, nah, fam. The real story's just starting to unfold. People gonna remember this night for a long, long time. So grab a seat, lock in. 'Cause what I'm about to tell y'all ain't just a headline, it's the pulse of the streets. And it hits different. Y'all ain't gonna believe this. Lil Durk and THF Bayzoo. Best friends, partners, brothers by choice. Been through more than most people see in a lifetime. And now the streets are whispering their story like it's a secret that can't stay buried. But let me tell you what really went down from the start. 'Cause if you think this is just another headline, you ain't ready for the depth of it. Durk met Bayzoo on the south side when the blocks were loud with more than just music sirens. Gunshots and hustlers trying to make their name before the city ate them alive. Bayzoo was already known in the neighborhood, a quiet type, calm but deadly, eyes always scanning, always calculating. He wasn't loud, but you noticed him. And Durk, he saw that. Two kids with big dreams and bigger stakes, instantly recognizing the energy in each other that only the streets could create. From the jump, they were inseparable, sharing everything, spots to chill, pockets to split, plans nobody else could understand. You could say it was loyalty born in chaos. Man, you trying to ride, or what? Durk had said one evening, the streetlights bouncing off his hoodie. The corner packed with heads nodding to a tape someone had smuggled out. Bayzoo just nodded, low voice, steady. You know I'm with you, bro. Always. And that wasn't just talk, it was a contract written in sweat, in late night runs, in dodging trouble together. People see the rappers, the fame, the money, but they don't see the foundation, the dirt, the struggle, the code that runs thicker than blood. That code. It was everything for them. They started small, hustling in alleys, flipping packs, dodging the ops, learning every street trick that would later make them legends in their own lanes. But even early on, you could see the pattern that would haunt them later. Loyalty tested by opportunity. Durk got noticed first, the bars, the flow, the charisma, but Bayzoo. He stayed in the shadows, running security, making moves behind the scenes, keeping the team tight. And yet in the background, you could feel it, the tension of imbalance. One shining, one supporting, both needing each other, but both walking a thin line. Yo, I told you about my respect, Durk said to Bayzoo one night after a misunderstanding with a local crew. Voices low, breaths heavy in the humid summer air. Everyone half listening, but pretending they weren't. Bayzoo shrugged, calm as ever. Nah bro, we solid. Don't sweat it. And that was the pact they would ride together no matter what. But the streets never sleep, and they don't forgive mistakes, even small ones. Over time, the friendship evolved. Studio sessions, label meetings, public appearances, these things that seemed glamorous also brought friction. Small arguments leaked online. A clip here of Durk looking tense while Bayzoo laughed a little too hard. A tweet there with a double meaning nobody else caught. And in a world where perception can be everything, every glance, every shrug, every word can turn into fuel for rumors, jealousy, or betrayal. Money started moving differently too. Deals that used to mean 100 now meant hundreds of thousands. People came out of nowhere, claiming loyalty, offering protection, whispering promises that sounded golden but smelled like betrayal. Bayzoo, ever the strategist, stayed quiet mostly, watching, noting. But Durk felt the weight of fame, responsibility, and the invisible eyes watching his every move. It's hard to explain unless you've been there, in the middle of it. Knowing a single wrong look could change everything. You feel me, bro? Ain't nobody gonna ride like we ride, Bayzoo said one night after a long studio session. Leaning against the black Escalade, the city buzzing behind them. Durk nodded, but you could see the worry in his eyes, the kind that doesn't show on camera. They laughed it off, but the cracks, they were forming. The tension was invisible, but heavy, like smoke before a fire. And fire was coming. The first real whispers of trouble started smaller text sent to the wrong person. A misunderstanding with a rival crew, a joke misinterpreted online but in the streets. Nothing stays small. Everything escalates. The slightest spark can become an inferno, and in this case, it was only a matter of time before the flames reached them. People in the neighborhood started noticing the subtle signs. Bayzoo no longer walking openly with Durk in certain blocks. Durk checking phones more than usual, whispers of meetings with people who were never mentioned before. But what really set things in motion? It wasn't even the streets themselves, which perception, and how loyalty is measured when everyone's eyes are watching. One day, there was a clip that leaked. Nothing direct, just enough to make the rounds. Bayzoo laughing with someone Durk didn't know too well. A handshake too long, a look too sharp. People ran with it. They beefing. Nah, something bigger. Rumors started swirling, and once that happens in the rap game, there's no going back. Social media amplifies. People speculate. Haters and fans alike throw their guesses. And suddenly, something private feels public, dangerous, unavoidable. Durk tried to handle it the only way he knew how: private conversations. Late-night calls, face-to-face meetings. Nah, this ain't over, bro, Bayzoo had said during one of them. Tension thick. The night quiet except for the distant hum of the city. And that wasn't just bravado, wit was truth. Both knew the stakes. Both knew the streets weren't forgiving. Both knew that once suspicion crept in, it became a virus. Infecting relationships, loyalty, even family. But here's what people don't understand. The love between them was real. Not just on social media, not just for the fans. Real blood brother energy. And that's what made what came next hit so hard. Because it wasn't just a headline, it was the collapse of trust built over years of fire, sweat, and sacrifice. They had been through everything together, but now the streets were forcing a reckoning that nobody could talk their way out of. Even in the quiet moments, the tension was there. Durk, pacing the studio, headphones off, staring at the city through tinted glass. Thinking about Bayzoo. And if you think this is over, nah, this is just the beginning. Every small move, every glance, every word matters when you're living life on that edge. And for Durk and Bayzoo, that edge is closer than most people can imagine. People will keep guessing, but the truth? The truth is deeper, darker, and far more twisted than any headline could capture. And that, fam, is why the streets are watching, why fans are buzzing, why the rumors won't die. Because this ain't just a friendship, it's a storm waiting to explode. Y'all better sit tight. 'Cause this is where the story stops being just friendship and starts turning into chaos. The streets don't wait, and loyalty? Loyalty gets tested when smoke's in the air and everybody's watching. After those early warnings, the energy between Durk and Bayzoo started to shift. Little things, nothing huge at first, a missed call here, a glance there, but in their world, that's enough to spark a wildfire. It started online, like most conflicts do now. A clip leaked Bayzoo at a party with some new faces Durk didn't know. People ran with it immediately. Comments flew. They beefing. Something's up. And just like that, perception started eating at reality. Durk got wind of it fast. He called Bayzoo late that night, the city humming behind him. "You out here wildin', or what?" Durk said, voice low, tension heavy. Bayzoo laughed, but it was short, brittle. "Nah, bro. Just chillin'. Ain't nothing to worry about." Durk didn't buy it. He could hear the edge in Bayzoo's tone. "You feel me? Ain't nobody gonna ride like we ride," Bayzoo said, but it sounded more like a challenge than reassurance. That night, they didn't hang up calm. There was an unease neither could shake. And in the streets, unease is dangerous. It's like a shadow you can't outrun. Then came the face-to-face moments. Durk pulled up to a block he hadn't been to in months, just to check. Bayzoo was there, leaning on a car. Energy electric, crew tight, the vibe tense. "You said, what?" Durk asked, stepping out. People froze. "I told you about my respect," Durk added, eyes locked. Bayzoo shrugged, a little smirk, a little fear. "It's all respect, bro. Don't sweat it." But the crew around them could feel it, the tension thick, sticky, dangerous. A fight almost broke out over nothing, just the vibe of suspicion. And when people are watching, little sparks become gasoline. Then the real leaks hit. Clips of arguments, some from backstage at shows, some from streets, started surfacing. You could see Durk, frustrated, voice raised, "Nah, this ain't over, bro." Bayzoo leaning back, calm, but fiery. "We good, man? Don't make it bigger than it is." But everybody watching knew it wasn't good. Not good at all. Money started complicating things too. Deals, royalties, and street obligations pulling both of them in different directions. Bayzoo was handling security, connections, and side hustles. Durk was handling fame, labels, and expectations. And every misstep, every crossed line was a conversation they didn't have time to have. Texts misread, calls ignored, people whispering in ears. It was the perfect storm brewing. Then came the threats. People from outside their circle, people who wanted leverage, saw the cracks and started poking. Anonymous messages, leaked social media clips, subtle stunts in public to provoke. The streets thrive on that kind of drama, and for Durk and Bayzoo, the pressure started feeling like walls closing in. "Watch your back," people whispered. "It's coming." And in their world, coming fast is the same as here. Emotions hit a boiling point one night in the studio. Durk was pacing, headphone off, energy electric. Bayzoo leaned back, calm on the surface, but you could see it in his eyes: anger, frustration, fear. "We've been through everything together," Durk said, voice shaking slightly. "You feel me? Everything. And now this." Bayzoo shook his head. "Bro, I ain't the enemy. You know that?" "But it looks like it." Durk shot back, tension snapping. Crew members stepped in, trying to calm them down. But that night changed everything. A camera caught the argument. A clip leaked. People online started speculating, twisting every word. Durk and Bayzoo beef. It's over. And just like that, private tension became public pressure. From that point on, every move was calculated. Durk started watching his back more. Bayzoo started moving in different patterns, avoiding some blocks, hitting new spots. The streets noticed. Rumors snowballed. And as the tension grew, so did the paranoia. Friends became suspicious, enemies became bolder. "You think we gon' make it through this?" One of Bayzoo's boys whispered during a late-night drive. Bayzoo didn't answer immediately. Just stared out the window, city lights reflecting off his eyes. We ride or die. Don't forget that. But yeah, it's heating up. And it was. The escalation wasn't just emotional, it was physical. Small stunts in public, confrontations that barely made the news. Whispers of retaliation, people pulling up in places they weren't supposed to be. The streets were alive, buzzing with energy, danger, and anticipation. Everyone felt it's a collision course that was set months ago. Now unstoppable. Durk and Bayzoo, both aware of the ticking clock, tried to navigate the chaos with street sense, business savvy, and brotherly code. But the lines between friend, foe, and observer blurred. Social media amplified rumors. Fans, haters, and journalists speculated relentlessly. Every handshake, every glance, every subtle interaction became a headline. Then came the night that changed it all. The tension hit its peak. Rumors of a meetup leaked. Clips from the block surfaced, showing Bayzoo stepping out with people Durk didn't know too well. Durk's people were on alert. Security tight, calls non-stop. And in the middle of it all, neither could fully trust the environment. Or each other. And here's the thing people don't understand. It wasn't just fear or ego. It was love, loyalty, and respect on the line. Durk's fear was for Bayzoo, for the team, for the life they built. Bayzoo's fear was for Durk, for himself, and for the street code they both lived by. Every action, every reaction, every whispered word was measured against years of loyalty and the constant threat of betrayal. But the streets don't wait for resolutions. They punish in real time. And that's why what happened next didn't just shock fans, it shook the entire South Side, the rap game. And anyone who thought loyalty was unbreakable. By the time the final moments before the tragedy rolled around, the escalation had reached its fever pitch. Phone calls, texts, meetings, leaked clips, all converging into a single night that nobody would forget. The tension, paranoia, and street politics were no longer abstract. They were physical, immediate, and deadly. And that's where we leave this chapter of the story. The buildup, the arguments, the leaks. The subtle provocations, it all leads to one moment that's bigger than friendship. Bigger than fame, bigger than the streets themselves. Durk and Bayzoo's bond had been tested in every way possible. And the streets had their verdict waiting. Y'all already feeling the tension, right? But what I'm about to tell you, it's the kind of moment that shakes the city, shakes the game, shakes the people who thought they understood loyalty. Lil Durk, THF Bayzoo. Their ride-or-die bond, tested to the breaking point. And on that night, everything changed. It started like any other night. If you don't count the way the air felt heavy, like the city itself was holding its breath. Durk was moving cautious, security tight, eyes on the corners, mind spinning 100 steps ahead. Bayzoo.com, as ever roar, at least he looked calm, was out in his own lane. Doing what he always did, watching, calculating, surviving. But tonight, the tension that had been brewing for months, it snapped. There was a meetup. Nobody outside the circle should have known, but of course, someone did. You already know how it goes. Rumors travel faster than loyalty, faster than the truth. Durk retreats for a moment, alone, reflective, and that's when the weight hits him: responsibility, guilt, grief, rage. People think rappers don't feel, don't mourn, don't carry the weight. But here's the thing. When the streets take someone that close to you, when loyalty is tested in blood, it cuts deeper than any studio verse ever could. He remembers the little things, the first studio sessions, the first hustle, the jokes, the arguments, the promises. "We ride or die," Bayzoo had said. And now, it's a test Durk can't win. And for the streets watching, the lesson is harsh. Loyalty has a price, a cost that sometimes you pay too late. The police investigate, the social media rumors explode, and the industry reacts. But inside, the narrative is different. Every friend, every crew member, every street-connected soul knows what really matters. Trust broken, life lost. The ripple effect, unstoppable. Durk starts connecting dots, scanning faces, questioning motives. Recalling the months of escalation, the subtle betrayals, the whispers, the leaked clips. He realizes the streets aren't just dangerous, they're designed to turn brother against brother. Friend against friend. "Man, I should have seen it coming," Durk says in a low voice, talking to no one but himself, replaying moments in his head. Every interaction, every glance, every word that seemed harmless now hits like a lead weight. The streets teach fast, but the lessons, sometimes they're brutal. But here's the thing about Durk, he ain't the type to crumble. That grief, that rage, that fear, he channels it. The studio becomes a sanctuary and a battleground. Lyrics pour out like confessions, therapy, warnings. Every beat, every line soaked in pain, in memory, in a lesson the world doesn't fully understand. It's raw. It's real. It's viral in the most tragic way. Durk also started thinking bigger. About the community, about younger artists, about how easily the next generation could be pulled into cycles of rivalry, misinformation, and violence. And that's where the legacy part hits. The story of Bayzoo isn't just tragedy. It's a lesson, a warning, a blueprint of what happens when loyalty meets chaos, fame meets streets, and brothers meet circumstances they can't fully control. Even beyond hip-hop, it's a universal story. Friendship tested, trust broken, love and loyalty weighed against the harshest realities. And the conclusion isn't neat. There's no clean resolution. The streets don't provide that. Life doesn't provide that. And that's why the reflection matters as much as the event itself. Durk's response wasn't just reaction, it was evolution. Grief transformed into vigilance. Pain transformed into insight. Loss transformed into strategy. And for everyone watching, that's a lesson too. Survival isn't just about avoiding bullets, it's about anticipating betrayal. Understanding the psychology of loyalty and navigating the blurred lines between family, business, and street code. And now, we bring it back to you, the viewer. Think about this. How often do we mistake clout for respect, visibility for influence, or performance for loyalty? In Durk's world, every move has consequences. Every handshake, every text, every glance carries weight. And Bayzoo's story reminds us too often, we don't realize the cost until it's too late. So, what y'all think about this situation? Did Durk handle it right? Did the streets demand more? Could loyalty have been protected? Or was tragedy inevitable? Drop your thoughts below, because conversations like this matter. They're not just gossip. They're reflections on loyalty, power, and the culture we all watch unfold. And remember, this story, far from over. The aftermath will ripple through music, through alliances, through every young artist learning what loyalty really means. Every track Durk drops, every verse, every move now carries the weight of what happened. And that weight isn't just history, it's a lesson. Alive, pulsating, raw. Hit subscribe if you haven't yet. Turn on notifications. Watch closely, because the streets, the game, and hip-hop culture, they don't wait. And neither does the story of Lil Durk and THF Bayzoo. This isn't just news. It's living history. It's loyalty tested. It's power measured. And it's a reminder that in this world, every choice counts. every brother matters, and every moment can change everything. So I'll leave you all with this: reflect, respect, and recognize the stakes. The glitz fades, the likes fade, the headlines fade, but loyalty lasts. And when it's lost, the echoes, they never stop. Ayo, listen up what just went down with Lil Durk and THF Bayzoo. Y'all think you know from the headlines, the tweets, the snippets on TikTok, but let me tell you straight, it's way deeper than that. This ain't just about a rapper losing a friend, it's about loyalty tested, power measured, and survival in a world where one wrong move can change everything. Streets don't forgive, fame don't protect, and every handshake, every glance, every word carries weight. And now the city, the fans, the whole hip-hop world, they feel that energy shift. Durk? He ain't just mourning, he's learning, calculating, evolving. Every move he makes now is measured in memory of Bayzoo, in respect for the code, and in preparation for what comes next. And that's why this story hits different. It's human, and it's realer than anything you see on social media. You feel it. You think you understand, but until you've lived it, you don't. So now I want to hear from you, Yep. You watching right now. What do you think? Did Durk handle it right? Could more have been done? Or was this one of those tragedies that nobody could avoid? Drop your thoughts in the comments. Light up the discussion. Let people know you see the bigger picture, the loyalty, the strategy, the heartbreak behind the headlines. And don't sleep on this hit that subscribe button. Turn on notifications, cause this story. It's far from over. The streets are still talking, the music's still breathing, and Durk's moves are still unfolding. You don't want to miss the next chapter. Stay tuned, stay sharp, and remember, loyalty ain't a trend, it's life. And when it's tested, everybody notices. Everybody notices.